Okay, we're talking about section 1.3, number 14, which says if AB is a multiple of CD. Okay, so first things first.
Oh my god.
Just open a beer and okay. First things first. If AB is a multiple of CD, what that means is that AB, as in boy, is K times CD. Yes? Okay. With A, B, C, D not equal to 0. Okay, so I'm just going to write that. A, B, C, D not 0. We'll take that apart in a second. I'm going to leave a little space to take that apart a little bit. Then I'm supposed to show that AC is a multiple of BD. And I used K up there, so I'm going to use a different K. Okay. Then there's this comment. You guys with me on that? So, a lot of the problems in this book are formatted this way, which is one reason that I love this book. It does make it a little hard to understand at the outset. So, the reason that the author's doing this is that he likes you to learn stuff in the exercises that's going to be relevant later on. And he likes to put in these little teasers. Right? So what we're seeing here is we're tasked with something, and then there's also this little note afterwards. Does that make sense? So this little thing is just kind of like, I mean, I guess, sure, like, here's a thing that I'm going to show. And then the why am I trying to show that is this other thing. So he says, it's surprisingly important. 2 columns are falling on 1 line. So the columns in that case are AC and BD. You guys see that? We can use this to see how A, B, C, D are related. And then this question will lead to, if this thing has dependent rows, then it also has dependent columns. That does seem important. You guys see why that's important?
Yep. Yeah.
Why would it be important for me to know when something has dependent columns?
Inverting matrices.
Good. If it has dependent columns, it's automatically non-invertible, i.e. singular. Right?
Yes.
So this gives me that check to say, oh look, you can check the rows too. You guys see that? That's why I didn't prove you can check the rows too in class, because this is where you prove you can check the rows too. You guys with me on that? Okay, so let me take this one funky little sentence apart real quick. I said that I was going to leave some space, and then I didn't really leave any space because I'm an idiot. Sorry. I'm flustered. People stealing my textbook. Okay, what does this statement mean about the numbers A, B, C, D?
None of them.
Say that, Orion.
I was just going to say that none of them can be equal to 0.
Perfect. That's what I got up here too. So if the product's not 0, none of them are 0. And that's really what's relevant here. So I can say none of A, B, C, D are 0. And that's what I really need. But he just phrased it in this kind of fun and different way because he likes to F with you. This is, mathematicians love to do this kind of crap. You guys good on the thought here? So what I've got here are my 2 rows. And what I've got here are my 2 columns. And what we're saying is, if none of the entries are 0 and you have dependent rows, then you will automatically have dependent columns. You guys good on that? Okay, so let's see if we can chase this thing around. So I know that A, B is some constant times CD. What do you use that for?
Oh, scalar multiples.
Okay, they're scalar multiples, great.
What do you use it for?
Yeah, like, what am I trying to do with this?
Show that it's a,
Yeah, you can put it in a form, right? So,
You can put it in a form.
well, I mean, you wrote it in that form, you can put it in matrix form, you
Okay.
could show it through linear
I mean,
linear combinations.
I could maybe even just write down like A is K times C,
Yeah,
Proportionality.
right?
yeah, so
And I know that B is
K hat.
K times D, right?
Oh, wait.
Let me see, so,
Oh, so K is B over D and A over C.
oh shit!
So that means they're equivalent.
So A over C is K, and B over D is K.
Therefore they're equivalent.
What did I just use there?
you isolated, used.
Yeah, but I mean, that's stupid, but what, like, yeah, you isolated K, who cares, right?
So, not so.
What else, though? I just used an important thing when I divided by C and D.
You gotta
Same.
have like some kind of factor. or whatever.
Nah, this is dumber than that.
Ratio.
Dumber than, smarter than that.
Oh,
I don't know, dumber than that? Someplace in there.
You said AC equal to BD.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, you can set these equal to each other, cool. What else?
What's the
What did you have to know in order to be able to divide by C and D?
That they're
Equivalent?
Which number can't you divide by, friends?
zero. Oh.
0. You needed to know that those two numbers weren't 0 before you accomplished this task.
Okay,
You
yes.
guys with me on that?
Yes.
Okay, so I got away with this transition because C and D weren't 0,
Yes.
right? Okay, cool, now what?
Now,
Prove that the other ones aren't zero.
Like,
I was gonna.
Well, so out of these two together, right, you can say, so A over C is B over D.
Yep,
Yeah.
which means AD
D
equals
equals C.
BC
So AD,
equals
oops,
BC.
AD is BC.
Yep.
Yeah.
What did you do in that line?
Cross
Cross
multiply.
multiply.
Cross multiply is not a fucking operation, guys.
Okay, so
Oh, yeah.
you
That
multiply
thing bothers me the most.
Okay.
Cross multiply is not an operation, it never has
Okay.
been.
We multiply
We
by
multiply
DC.
by inverses of.
You multiplied by D and you multiplied by C, right?
Yes.
Okay, in doing so, you again utilize the fact that they're not zero, right?
Yes.
Because if you multiply the whole equation by 0, it all kind of goes away anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now what?
Okay, so we know that.
I mean, you could divide by B and then.
Oh, yeah, let's divide by B, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Why am I dividing by B?
Then you can show B isn't zero.
Well, we know
Well,
that.
we know that. We're
Yeah.
told that.
I know, so I need to know that B is not 0. I thought you were doing something really clever, Arshia.
What?
Sorry. I thought what you were doing was looking up here and being like, okay, so before, when I had A and C in the first coordinates,
Yeah.
I needed the ratio A over C, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
So here, I really want to see the other one, right? I want to see A, B.
So we can pull that.
So I should make the ratio A over B here.
Yeah.
You guys see why that would be a good idea, like just pattern matching wise?
So C equals.
Okay, so I'm going to divide by B. So that's going to give me A over B is going to be, what else are you dividing by here?
CD. C over D. Yeah.
Good. And what did that require?
Knowing that they're not zero.
Division. Division specifically by B and D. So B can't be 0, and D can't be 0.
But we already know
That's
it
what
can
you
be
want.
zero.
That's why I said what I said.
You guys with me on this?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and call the ratio A over B something. What are you gonna call it?
K hat.
Good, you're gonna call it K hat. You guys with me on that?
Yep.
So I'm gonna say, let K hat equal A over B. You guys with me?
Oh, I see where this
Then A is B, A is K hat B, I suppose,
Yes.
matching orders. And the other one, C is K hat D. You guys with me on that?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is all the kind of work, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do I like circle here? I guess I should add the last line. So A and C is K hat times BD. Guys with me?
Yeah.
Okay, so at this point I do one of these. Right? So, should be noted, turning this in is not, this is not an explanation, right? What is this shit?
That sounds like a
That's
first.
the proof.
I mean, this is not really a proof even at this point.
It's,
This whole thing is just a sketch of the symbols I needed to write down, yeah?
Yeah.
What was the actual proof here?
Like there's Scott.
Like, where's the proof living right now?
Let that
By
sound.
you.
It's living in the video camera.
No,
Oh.
Right, because when you're turning this in, there's a whole bunch of explanation that
Yeah.
needs to go between the lines, right? And I've said it all, but I didn't write it down. You guys with me on that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I cheat a lot in class because I just let the video camera record what I'm saying and say, and that's the proof. You guys have to write those sentences down in between each line.
Do you want us to put it in like proof format with like one column being like this?
No, I don't give a shit if you use geometry notation.
Cool.
So proofs are logically tight explanations.
Okay.
So as you jump from line to line, you should have a justification. I do not need you to do that 2-column geometric, like geometry class style proof. That should only happen in geometry
Okay.
class. You guys with me on that?
Mm-hmm.
So if I was writing stuff here, I would be saying, assume this, and this. This second thing means that none of these are all, or none of these are 0. Then I'm going to say, by the way scalar multiplication works, I know these two statements are true. Really that's, let k be a scalar such that this, right? We can divide because b and d are not 0. Because they're equal to the same thing, that means this. Multiplying both sides by dc, I get this. Dividing again, I get this. Let k hat be the common ratio. Then, so, check, done. Good? Good thing you can. Okay.